YouTube, this is Cliff here. This is Cliff's Mobile Motorcycle Tires. Today we're working on a 2017 Street Glide. Yeah, 2017 Street Glide. We're showing you how to take both wheels off and on. And then, yeah, so take a look at the bike. That's what we'll be working on today. Nice red. And the tires are a little dry on this one, so it's complaining of traction issues. So we're gonna get these tires changed out, and I'll take you on. All right, here we go. Alright guys, first thing we're gonna do is obviously take the saddlebags off, and then we're gonna take this right side cover off and just kind of give it a little wiggle as you're pulling it. It pops right off. Take your flathead, top off your safety clip. Next, we're gonna take off our caliper bolts with an 8mm or a 5/16 Allen. One thing I like to do that's not traditional or in the, I guess, owner's manual or the repair manual, they usually tell you to take the slip-ons off. Well, sometimes those don't come off so easy. So you take a 19mm or 3/4 and take out this bottom bolt. Make sure you get the bike supported. There we go. Gotta move that out of the way. I'm just going to go on the other side and take this bolt off. These bolts are on the bottom of the shocks are removed. What we can do is lower the bike now. And it'll clear the exhaust for me. We'll come in with a 36mm. Oh, you're tight. Oh. This take a rubber mallet, just get that out. Get it about flush. Get yourself a Crown Royal bag or rag or something. Let's take this caliper out. Kind of gotta twist it out, open the pads up, and then roll it out. Stick it in the baggie. Let's run to the other side real quick. You see, this is where my shock is. It's loose. Now, what I'm going to do is take typically, it's a 1/2 inch, these two hanger bolts. Okay. Take them bolts out, and what you can do is gently push down on the exhaust just like so. Slide your axle out. What I'm going to do is jack the bike up so it clears this support. Slide it out. Now before you get it all the way out, grab the swing arm so it'll drop. The other spacer fell out on the other side. Here's this spacer. And what I like to do is take this shot, get it in just a couple threads to hold it so it's not in the way. Push the wheel forward, roll your belt off. Let's go to the other side. Our wheel spacer fell out on us, or if you got the ABS sensor on this side, it'd be hanging. Now, the caliper back, it's easy. Just push it off this shelf here, and it comes out. I'll show you how to take this wheel out. Have to jack the bike all the way up in the air. Get this wheel out. Jack up about right there. What you do is kind of roll it back, and the bottom is going to kick out to the left side of the bike. Ta-da! And then you got your drive hub. Pull the drive hub off. And rubber isolators. They want to come out. I'll get that out later. It doesn't want to come out right now. But this is stuff that is not needed when you go to take your wheel in and get tire to get changed. They don't need any of this. Let's go ahead and now. If your bike has front axle caps, make sure you're using the correct Allen. So I can't give you a specific size on that since it could change. Just be careful. This one seems kind of locked up. It's coming loose, but okay, I broke my Allen. Wow. I broke my Allen wrench. I'm gonna have a broken one. Usually those Allen screws aren't so tight. You can gingerly pry them off. There we go. That screw looks like it's been cross-threaded or something. I'm going to take a 24 millimeter. Loosen this front axle up. Someone torqued the hell out of it because that left a pretty good indentation on that nut. And they usually do, but not like that. That dug in there. Take our 10 millimeter 12 point calipers. Before this bolt comes all the way out, make sure you're holding the caliper. You want the caliper to drop, hit your fender. See, that's falling down. So what you can do is take it down towards the bottom, kind of twist it to open the pads up, kind of roll it out. Take another Crown Royal bag or something. Cinch that up. Alright, let's go to the other side. Six millimeter Allen for this front axle, clamp bolt, pinch bolt, whatever you want to call it. Loosen that up. Now you don't gotta take it out, you just gotta loosen it up. Now it. Back out. Maybe. There. And I like to take my spacers, set them on the side that they came out of. Do is if you turn the wheel and you kind of do like you did the back wheel, pull the bottom out. There you go. Now this is a good opportunity, especially the front, to mark the rotor, to know which direction you're going, especially if you don't got ABS, which this bike does not. You won't be able to tell which side's left or right. So that's what I'm going to do is take an arrow and mark it on the rotors, on the rotation. Alright, we'll come back and show you how to put it back. Alright guys, let's put these things back on. The first thing you do is want to check your tire rotation before you leave the shop. Alright, like I said, I marked my arrow. When I take the wheel off, it's going the correct direction. So, put the wheel back in. Axle lube, very thin coat of gray anti-seize. Don't put any on your threads. spacers. See how they got grooves in them? Those face outward on both sides. Stick them in. Lift in. Lift up the wheel, there we go. Stab our axle in. There we go. Take our caliper out of the bag. Check our brake pads about halfway. And we're at the bottom of the fender. There we go. Get that bolt started. That bolt started. Make sure you check your know what your torque specs are. Alright, let's go to the other side. Actually, we'll put our axle washer and nut on the right way. Now, if you're able to get this cap off on the other side of the axle, there's a hole in there. There's a hole drilled into it. You want that hole parallel with the ground. And then you stick a screwdriver in there to keep the axle from spinning. I'm just going to try to hold it with my hand. Keep it from spinning. Once this axle locks down, there we go. Alright, I'm not going to be able to get this cap on. That screw in there seized up. So let's go to the other side, tighten down our axle. Okay. Again, 6mm. How about we go the right way? Now this doesn't, I think this is like 20 foot-pounds. So it doesn't need to be stupid tight. Pump the brakes up, make sure the wheel spins. Let's go do the brakes. It's time to put the wheel back on. Put our rubber isolator in. Our drive hub. Make sure that's in there nice and flush. Again, check the rotation of your tire before you leave the shop. It goes in the same way it came out. Put the belt just resting on the top part of the pulley. There we go. Put our belt on. Again, just a thin light coat of gray anti-seize. What we'll do is stick our axle in, get our spacer started in the axle. Loosen this up as it drops. There it goes. Now you can do it your way. That's the way I chose. Don't go all the way in. I usually go in until the end of the axle is past the support, and then we're going to go back to the other side. You can see it, the axle's almost there to the bearing. What we'll do is take our our bracket for our caliper. The little rubber piece. If this doesn't slide on the shelf that easy, spray it down with soapy water. But this one usually goes on pretty easy. See, pull it in, give it a couple wiggles. There you go. Again, grooves outward. Get it between the caliper and the wheel. There you go. Go push the axle in. hit the exhaust, so I need to, since it's about to hit the exhaust, I'm going to lower the bike. So what that's going to end up doing is actually raising the swing arm, since I ain't got the suspension hooked up. Alright, we're through the spacer. Now it's time for the caliper bracket. Wiggle that back. There we go. Get my hand out the way for it. Just to get this out the way, take our caliper out the bag, check our pads, pretty good. Again, kind of roll it on. There you go. There, I gotta drop something every video. There we go. There we go. This washer is cammed, obviously. It's for your belt adjustment. Also keeps your wheels straight, square with the frame. But you can see where the nut, was riding on this one. And there's a D slot, goes on a flat spot on the axle. If you can't tell which way this goes in, go look at the other one. It goes on the same way. Tighten our caliper bolts up. The process of tightening the axle. I'm going to lower the bike some more so I can get to the nut. Now what you want to do is just snug this nut down. I think the book calls for about 20 foot-pounds. Then we need to get the wheel in the air. Now we need to get the wheel in the air, but our suspension is disconnected, so I'm going to swing this back down. Raise up the bike, and I push this bolt in until it falls into the hole. Turns by hand. I think I went a little too much. Just lower it down a little bit. Right there. Feels like it. I found that sweet spot. Feels like the sweet spot. I usually just I do this by hand, so I'm going to turn this in a few threads. Get the wheel off the ground, let's go to the other side. Alright, well, you got your axle on this side, it's 36 mil as well. You're going to turn this clockwise. And then this cam, what's going to happen, this washer is going to push off this lug, pushing the wheel back, and since the other side's got a spacer, it's going to push it back evenly. Push it back, keep eye and attention on your belt. Okay, I'm snug. Technically where I'm supposed to be, but you need to rotate the wheel to even out the slack in the belt. See, now it's loosened up a little, just a little bit. That's what I like to do. Just a little. Now there's a gauge, there's a tool for this. I believe it's about a ½ inch or so of travel at 10 foot-pounds. You've been doing it for a while, kind of get the feel of it. Again, rotate it just to make sure. Okay, we're still the same. What I'm doing is I'm gonna lower the bike back down, take that bolt back out of the suspension, and then lower it back down. Now you take yourself, I like a ratchet with a wrench, 36 mil. I lean over the bike. So I put this one on here. What I do is hold this axle from rotating while you torque down the axle nut. There we go. Mount these shocks back up. Alright, now this bolt is just above the hole, so when we lower the bike, it'll compress the suspension on the other side. Again, pushing this bolt in. Alright guys, I had to cut that one a little short. The customer came in and apparently my trailer was a little wide for the street and the fire truck was trying to get through, so I kind of had to cut that short. Anyways, just had to tighten up the shock bolts, tighten down the that hanger bolt for your exhaust on the left side, and make sure you put that safety clip back on the axle, and then kind of go through once over everything, make sure everything's tight. Then put your cover back on, your saddlebags, take your first spin, pump your brakes up, make sure they're pumped up, take your first spin, and then yeah, so if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, comment down below, give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, like to see more, whatever, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, adios.